Ang concept kasi ng ayuda, originally, 'di ba? Originally, ang concept ng ayuda is assistance because there are certain phenomena that are occurring within the geographical territory of our country na hindi maiwasan. Kaya kailangan ng assistance ng ating masa. Kaya siya tinatawag na ayuda. Example po niyan, yung nga bagyo, sunog, ano pa, lindol, or even man-made caused na mga disasters. Yun, ayuda. Kailangan ng ayuda. Sabihin na natin, yes, because pagka parte ng trabaho ng gobyerno ang to assist its constituents para makabangon dun sa kalidad na naganap dun sa kanila. Kasi kung hindi yung gagawin ng gobyerno, yun nga, useless siya. Walang kwenta yung gobyerno kung hindi niya kayang tulungan yung mga tao na napapabilang sa kanyang bansa o responsibilidad niya na tulungan sila when disaster strikes, when calamity occurs. Kaya yun yung primary responsibility ng gobyerno in such circumstance, in such situation, kaya siya tinawag na ayuda. 'Di ba? Klaro naman siguro yun, eh. Ang problema ngayon, hindi kalamidad ang kahirapan. Hindi yan kalamidad. Poverty is an is not the cause of a misfortune. No, it's not. Calamity is the product is a product of certain events na outside sa power ng tao. Pero yung poverty, magkaiba yun. Oo, namamana yung poverty. Pero it doesn't mean na hindi siya maso-solve, hindi siya mare-resolve. And most often than not, poverty is the result or the consequence of a series of mistakes, or let's say decisions done by people outside of the things that they should have been doing. Example, mag-aral. Imposible naman kasi na kapag nag-aaral ka ng mabuti, hindi ka makakaabot kahit man lang sa survival na level. Iba yung survival tsaka dependency. Yung nagtatrabaho are surviving. Sa Pilipinas, kapag nagtatrabaho ka, you are surviving. You are independent. Kasi ikaw mismo ang naghahanap ng paraan to earn. Yung ginagawa nila dependency. Meaning, they chose not to study hard. They chose not to go to school. Ang ending, yun, poverty. Okay, another issue na naman kasi yung sasabihin natin na, paano naman, kasi lumaking mahirap, walang pampaaral. Mahirap na siya gawing argument sa katulad ko. I grew up poor. I was walking to school when I was in high school. Majority of the 4 years that I was in school, nung high school, naglalakad ako papunta ng school. So, mahirap i-argue yung sabihin natin, wala kasi pumasahe papuntang school, walang pambaon. Mahirap i-argue yun sa isang katulad ko. Kasi sasagutin ko talaga, no, it's not It's not something that will prevent you from going to school. It's a hindrance. It's an obstacle from going to school, but it's not something that will deprive you from going to school. Pagkaiba yun. That is why I have the guts to say, if you didn't really go to school and you really didn't study as you really didn't study, you will never get to a point where you are able to survive. I'm not saying I'm rich. No, I'm not. But I am in a status where I am already in survival mode. Meaning, kaya ko nang mabuhay. I earn, may income ako in one point, at some point, sa isang buwan, 2 beses. 15 and the 30th, meron ako income na aasahan kasi I work. I was able to work because yun, God gave me the strength to will myself para mag-aral. And even in college, I didn't spend a dime in college. No. I took different exams for scholarships. So poverty is a result of certain decisions that we made when we were younger. Whether you agree with me or not, bahala kayo. But for me, it's a result. It's a byproduct. It's a consequence of what you decided to do when you were young. Hindi dahilan ng pagiging mahirap. Para sabihin mo, kaya ka mahirap ngayon kasi mahirap, pinanganak ka mahirap. No. It's pretty weird kasi maingay dito, 'di ba? Kasi mayroong lamay and then they're also singing happy birthday. Alam niyo yun? 'Di ba parang it's ironic, sa lamay may kumakanta ng happy birthday. Ay naku, 'yan Pilipinas. I don't know, is it a culture thing or are we just so influenced by our traditions na kung bakit tayo ganito? Sige, okay, go back to ayuda. Bakit may problema ko sa ayuda? May problema ko sa ayuda kasi, as I mentioned earlier sa simula ng ating live stream, magulo ang bansa. Kasing gulo ng mga tao na nasa background ngayon ng live stream ko. Magulo ang bansa. We have a divided politics. So divided that we have the president and the vice president openly spitting their feud through different social media streams, multimedia networks. Vocal sila masyado sa kanilang away. So magulo, napakagulo ng ating bansa. And amidst all of this chaos, yung bilihin natin mas lalong nagmamahal. Bigas, mahal. Primary commodities natin, mahal. Hindi bumababa yung gasolina. Yung pamasahe na yun, mas lalong tataas pa yan. Yung nakikita natin na presyo ng nasa merkado, that's just the start. Mas tataas pa yan. Mas gugulo pa. And especially right now na magkakaroon na ng eleksyon. 'Di ba? So yes, mas malaki pa ang issue na kakaharapin ng ating bansa. And then here is ayuda. Yung timeliness kasi ng ayuda when you say what I meant when I'm saying timeliness, kasi this is not something new and this is not done first time here in our country. And in fact, bago pa tayo pinanganak lahat, nagsimula na 'yan. Matagal na 'yan. If you're familiar with ano, yun kaya nga kailangan mag-aral. Kasi I remember when I was in college, it was discussed sa anong subject ba yun? Of course, it's history. Kaya nga ayoko, kasi I'm really not fond with history. But of course, it was taught in school. Yung napanood niyo sa videos before na, I don't know if you are into it, na the reason why we have entertainment, we have artists, athletes, historical account niya talaga is, ito yung paraan ng ruling party, ng gobyerno, to divert the attention of the masses. Meaning, this is a government tactic. Whether or not past, present, or even possibly in the future, it is a government tactic. Ito yung ginagawa talaga para ma-divert yung attention ng tao towards the current issues na kinakaharap ng ating bansa, ng kanilang country, or kanilang territory. Ang historical account niyan is in Rome. Yung gladiators, kung napanood niyo yan, yung palabas na Gladiator. Ang establishment ng mga gladiator was to divert the Romans away from the issues that were currently happening in Rome. Yung ginagawa nila, yung corruption, yung abuse of power, authority, etc., etc. Kaya ginawa yung mga gladiator, yung mga coliseum na yun, yung mga amphitheaters na yun, kaya yan siya pinagawa. It was because of one primary reason: divert the attention of the people. Kapag yung attention ng tao nandoon sa katuwaan, sa mga palabas nila, hindi pag-uusapan yung issue na tunay na dapat natatalakayin ng mga tao, which are the abuse of power, authority, corruption, etc., etc. Yun yung purpose ng entertainment talaga. Yun yung historical account yan. Forward it, may tinatawag tayong ano ba tawag doon? I may be wrong. I'm not good with hindi maganda yung memory ko, But it was something like bread and circuses. Yung Latin niya is panem et circenses. I'm not sure. I'm not I don't know if my memory serves me correct. But yung translation niya kasi bread and circuses. Panem et circenses. Meaning, it's a tactic, diversionary tactic na ginawa pa rin ng mga Romans. Kaya sa tinawag na bread and circuses, panem et circenses. Ayuda, bread. Mamimigay yung gobyerno ng flour, ng grain. Yun yung ibibigay nila sa mga tao. Panem et circenses. Kasama yung mga pagkain, mamimigay din sila ng entertainment at the same time. Kaya sa tinawag na panem et circenses or bread and circuses. Kasi ginagawa yung pamimigay ng ayuda, pagkain ng gobyerno, noon pa yan sa Rome. Ginagawa nila yan during entertainment. Yun yung reason kung bakit may circus. Kasi namimigay ng ayuda yung mga Romans sa mga tao, sa mga Romano, para maalis yung utak nila sa issue na nagaganap sa Rome. Ibalik nyo ngayon, tingnan nyo na nangyayari sa bansa natin. Anong tawag dyan? Ayuda. Yung Latin na panem et circenses or bread and circuses, sa Pilipinas ang tawag dyan, akap. Ganun lang. It's as simple as that. Itong tactic na ginagawa ng gobyerno ngayon is just a reflection of history. Kaya nga, history repeats itself. Whoever does not study history is bound to repeat it. Whoever does not study the past is bound to repeat it. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Kapag hindi mo pinag-aralan yung nakaraan, yung mga pagkakamali na mauulit mo. But at the same time, kung hindi mo rin pag-aaralan yung nakaraan, it also means you will not know that they are using the same old tactics. Uulitin ko po, bread and circuses. Ang dahilan na ginawa yan ng mga Romano was to divert the people outside the issues of the current government. Yun yung ginagawa ng mga Romans. mamimigay ng pagkain at the same time, entertainment. Panem et circenses. If my memory serves me correct, yun yung Latin niya. You can Google it, you can search for it. Basta ang alam ko, ang maalala ko talaga, hindi ko talaga makakalimutan. It's called Bread and Circuses. Hindi ko yun makakalimutan. Kasi when I was still in college, in Ateneo, merong tinatawag na daily bread. Meron yan sa Ateneo. I'm not saying that's bad. Pero it's one way of nakakatanggap kasi kami niyan eh. Kami mga scholars before, may daily bread. Binibigyan kami ng daily bread. Yung parang pagkain, pangkain namin, dagdag sa ano namin. Ay hindi ko yan makakalimutan yung bread and circuses. Uulitin ko, nasa Google yan. Bread and circuses. It was actually a Roman who coined that term. Hindi ko maalala kung sino siya. Basta nasa Google yan. I-search niyo po. And you will be amazed. You will be surprised kung gaano ka-similar yan sa ginagawa ng government natin ngayon. It is very similar. Walang halos na pinagkaiba. Entertainment, sabay mamimigay ng ayuda. Hey, utlig tiil. Ay nako. Oo, panem et circenses. Yan lang po. Magandang gabi. Bye-bye.